What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we have got a really interesting option card to talk about, and we've got ourselves the first super rare card that's gonna been revealed from BT9. In fact, let's go a little step further. It is in fact the very first card that has gone and been revealed from BT9. Yeah, that's right. And we knew that X-Antibody was going to be the big theme of BT9. We knew that looking at the booster pack. We were told that, to be honest with you, when it was revealed. There is, it's called X-Record or X-Record. It's going to be an X-Antibody set. That is not particularly surprising. So it's nice to see that the first reveals we have from the set are a really nice super rare that is, of course, an X-Antibody Digimon and an option card, which is really nice for X-Antibody Digimon. And it might not surprise you at this stage to learn that our translation comes from the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming. Well, of course it does, ladies and gentlemen. Of course it does. What we've got is Digimon, or Gallantmon, X-Antibody, a level 6 Digimon, 12 cost to play normally, 4 cost to Digivolve, 12,000 power, and I'll be honest with you, this is about standard. I mean, it used to be 11-3-11, but nowadays I swear it looks like it's more like a 12-4-12, so nothing unexpected, shall we say. And one cool thing here is that you can actually evolve from Digimon for one memory, which is kind of lovely. Now, obviously, the Digimon that we've got so far, again, I'm saying Digimon because that's a Japanese name. We all know that Digimon is Gallantmon, yeah? So anytime I say Digimon, I mean Gallantmon, and every time I say Gallantmon, I mean Digimon, and we call, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful. So you can Digivolve from Gallantmon for a 1 cost, and that's actually really cool. It's a bit weird, of course, because you're evolving a level 6 into a level 6, but that's not exactly something we've never seen before. And we do have Gallantmon from BT2, which is a really good card that we've seen before, which is extremely cool. And of course, we've got the Gallantmon that came around in the starter deck. And of course, we've got the Gallantmon that came around just recently in EX2. So when it comes to Gallantmon, it's fair to say we've got some options. Now, none of them have inheritable skills, so it's a little bit weird that you want to evolve a level 6 into another level 6, but you basically get to use your level 6 for a little while and then swap into a different level 6. You're only paying 1 memory to do so. You get to draw a card when you Digivolve, don't forget. So it's a little bit weird, but it's not entirely unwelcome. But then we've also got, when you Digivolve, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest amount of power. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, unsuspend this Digimon. Which is kind of cool-ish. But obviously it's a little bit weird that you're just deleting a Digimon with the lowest amount of power. Generally, we want to go after the big ones. I mean, if we take a look at the Gallantmon that just came around in EX2, that, of course, when you attack, you choose any number of your opponent's Digimon with a total power that adds up to 6,000 or less and delete them. So this doesn't seem to be as good as that, and it's a Digivolution skill, not an attacking skill, etc. Nice, but I think a lot of the time we would rather unsuspend, and obviously what you can do is try and time this, wait until your opponent has no Digimon on the field so they're not going to be able to be deleted, then you Digivolve for 1 memory, and essentially you get to attack with your Gallantmon, your level 6, and then Digivolve for 1 memory, and then just attack again. That sounds pretty gosh darn good to me. Also on your turn, limited to once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, if this Digimon has Digimon or any Digimon with X-Antibody in its evolution source, you trash the top card of their security. And remember, when you trash a security card, there's no security skills or anything like that coming in. You literally just get rid of one of their security cards and then kind of sit and chuckle and feel very proud of yourself. And this is the reason to play it. The Digivolution skill is fine. The fact that you can evolve from a Gallantmon for 1 memory is nice, gives you extra options, etc. But really here, it is the fact that not every time, but the first time every turn one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you get to just trash the top card of your opponent's security. Now, I suppose it's worth pointing out one more time that you do have to have Digimon or X-Antibody in your evolution source in order for this skill to fire. But then again, by the same token, like, when are you not going to? Like, seriously, under what circumstances are you going to be playing this card and not have one of those Digimon in your Digivolution sources? I suppose if you're in a situation where you're forced to hardcast it, but if you're in a situation where you're hardcasting this Digimon who's literally got an evolution cheating thing and an evolution skill and a skill that revolves around your evolution sources, if you're hardcasting this Digimon, something's gone wrong. And I really like this, like properly like this, because all you have to do is play a skill that deletes any Digimon, or attack any Digimon, or attack the stack and get blocked. Now remember, deleting security Digimon here doesn't count because you're not actually deleting their Digimon, you're winning a security battle, it's not quite the same thing, but it doesn't have to be during a battle, or in any specific way whatsoever, as long as you get to delete a Digimon in some way, with the appropriate evolution source, of course, you trash the top card of your opponent's security. Love it, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely love it. But it's not just a card that exists on its own. We are building a full X-Antibody deck here. Bearing in mind, X-Antibody has been out. We've had a couple of sets that have made the most of them so far. And we're just, they've been good. They've seen play, they've seen success, and all we're really doing at this stage is just taking what is already pretty good and pretty fun and expanding it even further and getting even better. So what we've got here is just the option card X-Antibody. It is a zero-cost white option card. If you have any Digimon in play, you may play this card ignoring its color requirements. And that's pretty cool. Now, as a security, you gain a memory and add it to your hand, which is actually really good. I like this, because this is the kind of card you want to save for when it's best, and it's zero cost anyway, so I actually kind of like that. But what you do, when you play this card, you put it at the bottom of one of your Digimon, without X-Antibody in its evolution sources, and then it's got an inheritable skill on both players' turns, because it's an option card that gives you a new inheritable skill, which is weird. I don't think we've seen one of those before, if I remember correctly, but it's kind of cool. And on both players' turns, this Digimon's X-Antibody in its evolution sources cannot be trashed by card effects. Which is a little bit weird, if I'm honest with you. It's strange. But essentially what it does, you put it in the bottom one of your Digimon that doesn't have X-Antibody in its evolution sources, and then it protects X-Antibody from evolution sources. So essentially what you can do here is put it under a level 3 that doesn't have an X-Antibody egg, or Digitarm, whatever you want to call it. Or you can put it under a different Digimon, a Tech Digimon, whatever. It's a little bit weird, because you've got to put it under a Digimon that doesn't have X-Antibody in its evolution sources, which is clearly kind of annoying. However, it also then gives you another skill whereby when you are attacking, there's two inheritable skills here. When you are attacking, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon card with X-Antibody in your hand by paying its evolution cost. So it's protecting your evolution sources that have X-Antibody. It's allowing you to then Digivolve into X-Antibody Digimon when you attack. And it's also a zero-cost card. You're not paying any memory to actually get this card out. There is a lot going on, but basically, this is just really, really nice. And it is going to help you out in these X-Antibody decks. And this is actually really important, because one of the things that X-Antibody does so gosh darn well is having these really good inheritable skills. I mean, the Doraemon from BT9, when you place a card under this Digimon as a Digivolution card, you gain a memory, which is kind of cool. The Doraemon from BT9, while this Digimon has X-Antibody in its traits, it gains 1,000 power. Doraemon, while this Digimon has X-Antibody, you get security attack +1. Moving then over into BT8, you've got Ryudamon, while you got X-Antibody, you get Decoy Black. Ginryamon, while this Digimon has X-Antibody, you gain Blocker. Hisayamon, while this Digimon has X-Antibody in its type, you gain reboot. You see where we're going here? Like, the point of X-Antibody basically is, hey, we got a whole bunch of skills to put Digimon under us to get extra inheritable skills. Oh yeah, and also while we're here, we've got really good inheritable skills. And it basically adds up to the archetype we've seen so far. And like I say, this is the kind of deck that we have seen being played so far. This is something that has made it into decks and seen some success. I've shown you deck lists on this channel along those lines. And now we've just got a really nice option card, which is going to help you out and make what we've already got being pretty good being even better. And of course, we've got the Gallantmon X-Antibody, which really does look just brilliant. So yeah, I think these things are worth getting excited about. I'm going to go ahead as a pair and give them between 4 and 5 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I think X-Antibody is already good, and I think these are just only going to enhance them. The thing is, we really don't have the full story right now. We know very little. These are the first 2 cards from BT9. We know BT9 is an X-Antibody themed set, so all I can tell you is, hang fire. It is overwhelmingly likely that, I mean, pretty much confirmed at this stage, to be honest with you, that we are just going to see a whole bunch of other X-Antibody cards in this set. So everything I'm telling you now is kind of like, hey, it looks like it's making X-Antibody better. Yay! But actually, as time goes by, there's going to be a whole bunch more. This is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. And I, for one, love looking at new Digimon cards. So if you're telling me this is the start of the BT9 reveal cycle, I'm telling you that I am both ready for it and extremely excited. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.